Can you say check, check?
Check.
Say check 1, 2.
Check on 2.
Okay, buds. Well, can you say Merry Christmas to everybody?
Merry Christmas.
And what are we on? What episode? Do you know what number we're on now? What is it called?
UnHammered.
Yeah. And what episode?
Episode 40.
30. What does your daddy say at the start of the show all the time? Remember? Say it. Here
We go.
Here we go. Yeah. Well, buddy, I love you.
I love you too, Dad.
And are you excited for Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay, so say welcome to UnHammered.
Welcome to Hammered.
Episode 30.
Episode 40.
And have a great Christmas.
Have a great Christmas.
Bye. Wave. Bye.
Wave.
And here we go. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 30 of UnHammered. And your host, Brantt Myhres. Wow, episode 30 weeks, man. Those of us have been sober for 30 weeks. I have. I made a commitment in week 1 that I was going to continue this journey for you guys, and I have. And congrats to you guys. And if you're on the fence, awesome, man. I'm just happy that you've tuned in, and congratulations. So, anyways, guys, running, skipping, jumping, hiking, buying last-minute presents for a holiday coming up that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Christmas. But anyways, working out, meditating, yoga, doesn't matter. Grab that alcohol-free eggnog, whatever it is, man. And let's give a cheers to the miracle. Let's give a cheers to the miracle of being sober one day, a week, month, or year. Here we go. Bang. Yeah, there's lots of sugar in there, guys. You know why? Because it's Christmas. It's Christmas, and I don't care. So I'm gonna load up the coffee every morning, I think. And then you have the old what are they? New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna go on a diet. All that kind of stuff. And I probably will. And I know myself. I'll probably need to drop about 10 pounds after all the pierogies and all the good food coming. But isn't that the beauty of the holidays, right? It sure beats what I used to do. Drinking a case of beer and a couple tubs of Clamato juice. But anyways, hey, let's rock and roll with a prayer. Why don't we get centered, everybody, like we usually do here on the show? And what is the meditation for the day? Well, it's talking about fear. We'll get into that. All right. Avoid fear as you would a plague. Fear, even the smallest fear, is a hacking at the cords of faith that bind you to God. However small the fraying, in time those cords will wear thin, and then one disappointment or shock will make them snap. Okay? But for the little fears, the cords of faith would have held firm. Avoid depression, which is allied to fear. Remember that all fear is disloyalty to God or your higher power, whatever you may choose. It is a denial of his care and protection. Okay, let's do a prayer for the day. I pray that I may have trust in God today, and that I will not fear anything too greatly. I pray that I may have assurance that God will take care of me in the long run. Amen to that. Sort of sounds like my prayers that I do. My whole life is fear-based. It's fucking fear-based, right? And I sometimes I'll bring myself back in sometimes, but human nature, man, we're constantly thinking about, I guess it's the future. It has to be the future, So yeah, fear is overpowering at times. But I'll tell you who's beaten the fear for at least 23 days. And let's give a big congratulations to this gentleman, Ryan Davis, 23 months. I'm sorry, Ryan. Buddy, you're coming up on 2 years next month in January. Congrats, my friend. And then 21 days for Matt P. Congrats on 21 days, Matt. Awesome work. And 16 years for Brett Conklin, or Conkin, Konkin. Congratulations, Brett. I saw your video. Very, very moving, very inspirational. And I thank you for that. Let's see, what do we got here? What kind of Christmas movies are you guys watching right now? Which ones do you like to watch? You know, you get I can't really watch Home Alone anymore. I mean, I've watched it now probably 40 times in the last 12 months. Because buds, right? And it's not even Christmas. It wasn't even Christmas. It's fucking June. And there I am, the 20th time on Home Alone. Oh, Daddy, they got part 2. Yep, they do, buds. I guess we're watching that one too. Hey, 40, here we go. So I can't watch Home Alone ever again. That's okay, though. I do stuff because I love that little guy. And I'll watch whatever. I take it back. I'll watch it 41 times for you. But what movies do you like to watch? You know, as I've mentioned, my heart always yearned for love. My heart yearned for affection from my mother, and then from a girlfriend. And so I've always been a tearjerker kind of guy. The Notebook I loved. The Titanic I loved. And another movie, probably one of my favorite Christmas movies, is a movie called Family Man, and it's with Nicolas Cage. And boy, oh boy, did I relate to that movie, minus the Ferrari. But boy, did I relate to that movie. And it tears me up. It tears me up because here's a guy that's he had a girlfriend out of high school, and long story short, he chose to go on a work trip instead of running away with her and getting married. And he goes on and he becomes successful in business. And he goes to this beautiful penthouse alone. He's alone, but he's got a Ferrari downstairs. But he's alone, right? And he's working on Christmas Eve. And long story short, he meets this angel. And this angel decides to give him a glimpse of what life is really all about. And we're going to send you back, and we're going to make it so that you didn't get on that plane and go work. And I got to tell you, I can relate with so much of that. At the end of it, he doesn't want to go back to his old life, you know, and I feel it. I feel it. Sometimes, you know, when you are alone, single, you know, you just want to be surrounded by family. And unfortunately, I don't have any really. You know, my sister, she doesn't, they live 3 hours away, and then Devin and Derek live there too, right? And then mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa, they're all gone. So I've got my son, and Chloe's doing her thing with school and all that kind of stuff. So she's going to be 17 here. But anyways, that movie it really tugs on my strings. If you haven't seen Family Man, I suggest you rent it. And then Bad Santa. You guys see that one? Oh boy. I got to tell you, I didn't know what to think about that when I first seen it. One was just hilarious that a guy can get dressed up, get fucking shit tanked, and then go to the mall. And then that little elf that he had, I forget the guy's name, but he was always kicking him in the ass and trying to get him to be responsible when taking pictures, and kids pissing on his leg, and he's sitting on the road with the bottle. Anyways, Bad Santa for me was a really an inspirational, I don't mean inspirational, take that back. It was a funny movie, where I'd laugh, right? Where Family Man, I'd have the tissues out at the end, right? And then, but Bad Santa, I'm laughing my ass off. So what movies do you guys like? And which ones are you watching with the family? Because I'll be watching Family Man again. Promise you that. Okay, what else we got going on? Speaking of movies, you guys see the new Gladiator? Part 2, right? I don't know about movies these days. Things I loved when I was growing up were two real big things, were movies and music. You know, it was just an event when a new album came out, like Bon Jovi New Jersey got dropped in 1988, I believe, or 89. And I was out at Tower Records in the morning. I couldn't wait to get this, right? Save up money, whatever the tapes were back then. It was probably $9.99. Any of those rock bands that were coming out with new albums, to me were incredible. And the movies, they just put time and they put effort and they put makeup on, no matter how long it took. Like if you watch The Grinch with Jim Carrey, I believe it was 100 hours he sat in makeup. And in the first Gladiator, if you notice, you can correct me if I'm wrong, there's no fucking CGI. Those are real tigers. They took the time back then and the effort. And that's why I love Quentin Tarantino's movies, because he won't go near a fucking computer. He won't. He'll tell the story. And however long it takes, with costumes and makeup, he'll do it. I take that back. Wait, Dusk Till Dawn. Some of those vampires I think were CGI, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, out of his 9 movies, 99% of them had no computers. And the first Gladiator, I know you can't really trump it, but Top Gun Part 2 almost did, didn't it? There was no computers on that one, was there? Was there any CGI for Top Gun 2? Probably not. Ridley Scott, I think, directed that. So anyways, back to Gladiator 2. I heard there's, in the Coliseum, it's filled with water and they got these fucking animated sharks running around. And, I watched the trailer and it just like, they're just trying so hard nowadays with these movies to just, I guess, break even at the box office. They don't give a fuck about the true art of making a movie, because it's all behind green screen and computers and shit now. And so music, I don't know. I like some country guys. Some country guys are awesome. So I do like country. But I guess my music in the 80s and the 90s, those guys, for the most part, went away. They're gone. There's only a few guys that can fill a stadium of 70,000 people. Metallica, the Stones, AC/DC. I wish my boy John Bon could. I don't know if he could. Well, he can't, because he can't sing now. He can't sing. Poor guy. I don't blame him. It'd be like fighting for 40 years and then, what, you think your fucking hands are going to be perfect? His voice is shot. My boy John, man, yeah, his voice is shot. But you go and listen to a YouTube video of him, anything before 2005, right around that Crush album. And John was the best. John was the best, fucking hands down. But he's just older and the voice is shot and he had surgery. And anyways, so yeah, the new Gladiator, I'll wait till it comes out, probably on Disney. And speaking of Disney, anybody see the new Snow White? Well, there you go again. I guess that thing fucking tanked, because they've just diverted in all these different areas with the I guess what would it be? Not the script, because anyways, if you go and put up a review on Reddit or Google or anything like that, or YouTube, I guess it's just absolutely tanked at the box office. And the funny thing is the girl that played Snow White, okay, her name is Rachel, I don't know, Ziga. I've never seen her in my life. That's another thing. You don't know who the hell these guys are nowadays. Back then, you could name all the top male actors and female actresses. Right now, I don't know who they are. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's just so many of them. But anyways, Rachel. This girl, Disney hires a girl to play Snow White, who admittedly said that, what did she say? That she wasn't a fan and she didn't like Snow White when she was growing up. What? What the fuck? You hired a person to play Snow White that watched it once in her life and didn't like the movie? Am I in a fucking on a different planet? Disney? Really? Okay. It's just my opinion. But yeah. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. I don't know if you've seen it and you've liked it or not. I don't know. Leave a comment. Bud, I don't know if Bud's is watching that one. But speaking if I'm on this planet, what's going on with these orbs? You guys see these things in the sky? Haven't seen any yet here in Alberta. But there's hundreds of these things in the sky, and they're like either the size of a small Mini Cooper, or I don't know. They're these round orbs that look like fucking some type of space thing, man. Like they're defying the laws of physics, and they're just jarting back and forth, standing still, going in motion that we've never seen possible. And there's lots of them flying, I believe, on the eastern seaboard. They said they're coming out of the ocean. They said these things at 50 at a fucking time. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the tension between China, Russia, and NATO. That could be it. Or are they just slowly dripping us, releasing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, so that it's not mass hysteria when they're, reveal these little guys. They reveal these little guys, or big. Who fucking knows? Nobody knows. But it sure feels that way. Hey, that we're getting massaged. Oh, orbs, unidentified flying objects for the last 2 weeks. Hundreds of them just sitting there, And they're also above nuclear plants too. So that's why I mentioned NATO. Anyways, I haven't seen one yet. I wouldn't mind seeing one. I'd love to go for a fucking ride on one of those things. Get me out of here. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just like, it's a big universe from what they're telling us, Jesus, like, let's go somewhere else. Check it out. Are you guys worried about, not worried, what's peer pressure look like for you guys around the holidays? And what do you say to your family members and friends that are drinking? Because let's face it, mostly everybody will be having a few drinks, right? Other than the people that are in sobriety and recovery, they won't be drinking. And what do you say? How do you feel around your family members when that happens? Man, I know that it was either. Well, no, that's not true, because there was a lot of sober Christmases I had. But by that time for me, like my history of drug use and alcohol use was in the media. So like everybody in my family knew about Brandt's, addiction problem. So they never really asked me, why aren't you drinking? They're like, thank God you're not fucking drinking and doing drugs this Christmas. But what are you guys afraid of? We talked about fear to start. Anything you're afraid of confronting, or somebody that you're afraid of confronting because you might feel like you're going to look weak? Believe me, you're not. You're not going to look weak. You're actually going to look really strong. You're going to look like the first gladiator. Yeah, you're going to look real strong, like a tiger. Believe me, you gain strength in saying no. I promise you will. And it might not happen at the dinner table or after the dinner table, but when you go to bed at night, you'll feel stronger. I promise you that. And are you guys open about it? And I think probably that's where the fear gets let out. Like anybody that's trying to go on a different journey. Are you open about it? Can you talk to your family members and let them know what the situation is? Can you talk to your cousins and auntie and uncles and let them know beforehand? Not on Christmas Eve, but maybe on the, few days prior. I don't know, but try and get it done before the dinner. so you don't have to deal with being uncomfortable if you're uncomfortable, if you're early on in sobriety or if you're late on in sobriety and you're still uncomfortable, like I would be. My second nature was I needed to get loaded. I didn't like feeling the way that I felt sober. So let the fear out, let them know what you're going through, and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a huge weight lifted off your shoulders. My opinion. All right, what else we got here? You guys ever had any unhammered sex? Have you had sex unhammered? What was sex like to you when you got sober? That's an interesting one. For me, I had to do a real deep dive into that, just as all the other things that I thought I couldn't do again. Golf, quad, camping, travel. And then the next big one was sex, because I was such a, my whole reasoning when I went out and drank and did drugs. Yeah, I like talking to the boys, but let's get real. What was the end game here? The end game was to, be laying with some cute little doe and her holding me at the end of the night. And, sex was wild. Sex was wild when I was drinking. And then you add the coke, and I hated it. I hated sex on cocaine. You'd get all charged up for the first, it'd feel like you were in one of those orbs. You're just fucking shot to the moon in the first 3 minutes. And then all of a sudden you're telling her like, mid, hey, I got to go do a rail in the bathroom, so yeah, I didn't like it. Drunk sex, I guess I didn't remember a lot of it. Sloppy, probably, if you ask them. So yeah, what is it like for you? Sober? I mean, for me, it was, sort of open up the curtain and peek your head in and, okay, here we go, sober. And I got to tell you, man, it's different. It's not that, I don't know, I'm speaking for me, right? Sexual preferences for everybody are so different in the bedroom. I don't have any swings or anything like that, but I'm a pretty sexual guy. I'll have to tell you that, even at 50. But yeah, sober sex to me, I loved it, man, or I love it. I think that it's just a respect factor that I have for myself. I'm not going to the bathroom and throwing up after I've had sex with somebody. You get up, have a shower or bath and candles, and you come back to bed and put on some light music and rub their head and go to bed. And to me, that's just a respectable human. And I wasn't like that when I was loaded. And I wanted to see what you guys thought about that. Having sex unhammered. Let me know what it's been like. Okay. Oh, jeez. Are you kidding? I am so sorry. Just excited about the holidays. Even though I'm not excited about me, I'm excited about my son, Buds. Speaking of sex, so it was a chapter in How It Works, and they talk about it, and it's page... Oh, you're not. It's page 69. What? Page 69. A little bit of 68, but mostly 69. Wow. All right. Sense of humor, Bill W. Anyways, now about sex. Many of us needed an overhauling there, but above all, we tried to be sensible on this question. It's so easy to get way off track. Here we find human opinions running to extremes, absurd extremes perhaps. One set of voices cry that sex is a lust of our lower nature, a base necessity of procreation. Then we have the voices who cry for sex and more sex. Me, guilty. Who bewail the institution of marriage, who think that most of the troubles of the race are traceable to sex causes. They think we do not have enough of it, or that it isn't the right kind. They see its significance everywhere. One school would allow man no flavor for his flair, and the other would have all straight pepper diet, whatever that means. We want to stay out of this controversy. We do not want to be the arbitrator of anyone's sex conduct. We all have sex problems. I agree. We'd hardly be human if we didn't. Agree. What can we do about them? We reviewed our own conduct over the past years. Where had we been selfish, dishonest, or inconsiderate, as I mentioned? Whom had we hurt? Did we unjustifiably arouse jealousy, suspicion, or bitterness? I don't know about you guys, but I did. Fuck, I drove my ex-girlfriends crazy. Where were you at fault? I was always at fault. What should we have done instead? ? We got this all down on paper and looked at it. They're talking about step 4 when you're writing down your inventory. Okay. In this way, we try to shape a sane and sound ideal for our future sex life. We subjected each relation to this test. Was it selfish or not? We asked God to mold our ideals and help us to live up to them. We remembered always that our sex powers were God-given and therefore good, neither to be used lightly or selfishly, nor to be despised and loathed. I wonder what that means. Maybe you can tell me and write in, like, what's selfishly or loathed? Like, if you have sex twice a day, once in the morning when you wake up before you go to work and once before you go to bed, are you loathing in sex? I don't know. I guess I'd be guilty of that too. Anyways, whatever our ideals turn out to be, we must be willing to grow toward it. We must be willing to make amends where we have done harm. I have, provided that we do not bring about still more harm in doing so. In other words, we treat sex as we would any other problem. In meditation, we ask God what we might do to help this specific matter. The right answer will come if we want it. God alone can judge our sex situation. Counsel with persons is often desirable, but we let God be the final judge. We realize that some people are as fanatical about sex as others are loose. We avoid hysterical thinking or advice. Okay, that's a cool one. Just talking about your inventory, your sexual inventory, as we chatted about. Got a question. Hey, Brantt, any bad stories around this time of year, Christmas? Yep. Yep. Some bad stories. Stories I'd like to take back, but it is what it is. It was the Christmas holidays. First story. My brother Devin, I was out that night, and it was Christmas Eve, and decided to take a big pill of ecstasy. And I didn't sleep all night, and I was all wired up. And my grandma, as usual, Grandma Jo, she's always making the pierogies and the Caesar salad, and she has this big dinner at the table going, and it's Christmas afternoon. And again, I haven't slept. And the family's over there, and the Christmas music's going, and my grandpa's playing the piano, and I'm sitting at the table with my brother Devin. And I'm starting to boil. Like, we're having a conversation, and I can tell that it's not going the way that I want it or he wants it. And the next thing you know, I said, might be time to stand up, Dev. And all of a sudden, my brother stands up, and I grab him by the shirt, and he grabs me by the shirt. And all of a sudden, I hear my grandma screaming, "Bob, stop him." And the next thing you know, I got Devin and throw him right through the closet, landing on all the jackets. And now I've got my grandma behind me grabbing me, and my grandpa's there, and I think my sister Cher was there, and oh my God. So that was Christmas Day with my brother, just after I ate some pierogies. I wouldn't recommend doing ecstasy on Christmas Eve, I'll tell you that. And then what was the other one that I had? Oh, yeah, this one was a wild one. So my cousin Sean Brady, we decided to go down to this bar in Grand Center. And it's Christmas Eve, and my grandpa said, "Hey, Brantt, don't stay out too late tonight because, you got to get up and open up your presents in the morning, and everybody's going to be there." I said, "Gramps, don't worry about it. I'll be home early." So me and Braids head out to this bar, and we're playing pool. And, back then, we had loonies, right? Loonies, and those were dollar coins, and you'd put the loonie on the pool table. If somebody was playing pool, you got to play after the game was done. Anyways, this guy was playing pool, and I am drinking my beer, and I look back, and the loonie's gone. And I said, Braids, I said, where's the loonie at? He goes, I think that guy took it. I go, he stole their dollar? So I went up to him. I said, hey, you take that loonie off the pool table? And he goes, yeah, what are you going to do about it? I said, hey, Braids, hold my beer. Bang. So I hit this guy. Next thing you know, I guess we're dragging around the floor, and I'm pumping him. And, it's not going too well for him. Now we're in the bathroom. And next thing you know, I look at my shirt. I remember I had a white dress shirt on because it was Christmas Eve. I wanted to look nice. And it's full of blood. So anyways, I got my knuckles busted. I got blood all over my shirt, and I go back to my grandparents' place, and I sneak in because now it's probably, 2:30 in the morning. And Gramps is passed out on the couch, and I'd always know that by his hand. His hand would be straight up in the air when he was drunk, and he'd be snoring. So I tiptoed by him, right? And I guess there was some blood that was getting left on the carpet. So now it's Christmas Day, and Gramps is banging on the wall for me to wake up. And I'm not waking up at this point. So he comes downstairs, he opens the door, and all I hear is, Jesus Christ, Brantt, what the hell's going on? He's like, everybody's here opening up presents, and there's blood all over the bed and your shirt, and what the hell happened? And I said, this guy jumped me. Another lie. Well, clean yourself up. I don't want any blood on the gift wraps. I'm like, okay, Gramps, sorry. Anyways, I go in the shower, and I come up, and hands are scraped up, and that was a regular Christmas morning for me. It just was, when I was drinking, and I don't have blood on my shirt now in the morning, thank God. But anyways, a couple Christmas stories there. I'm sure I forgot a couple more, but hey guys, why don't we end it with the promises on a Christmas Christmas week. Okay. So all you beautiful people that are watching, and all you beautiful people that are listening, men and women, why don't we read the promises, and we'll go from there. If I can find them. I had them right here. Hold on, guys. Where is it? Is it 80? Oh, I might have to go with something else, guys. No, I'm not. We're getting them. There we go. The promises of Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. We're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises? ? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. Awesome. Everybody, let's all have an unhammered Christmas. Let's do that together, and let's check in before the new year, okay? But hey, love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't be afraid again to voice your opinion on at the family gathering, and let people know. Don't be afraid to let people know what's going on. And I'm gonna hang out, and I'll make sure that when I address you guys after Christmas that I'm unhammered as well. Have an awesome holidays, Merry Christmas, and take care. Thanks.